As I've already shared, the Bedford authorities have been back at my house. And including yesterday. And my neighbor ended up asking me what they were here for. And I realized that I didn't give much information on that. And it's important for the record, as well as proving the retaliatory nature of the events and experiences that I've been having. And this ties directly into those retaliatory nature of the system. As I previously shared with you guys and said, in July, Eric and I were being sued. It is only September, and the authority figure yesterday left a new lawsuit at my door. It was not for me, it was for Eric. But this is not only super rare, being sued by two different debt collectors in a 2-month span. This is not something that typically fucking happens. There's also other details that are very prevalent that definitely ties this into a retaliation by the system once again. If you don't know, with lawsuits, whoever's involved has to be lawfully notified prior to the suit even being filed. Like, that is a law. And for insight purposes, back in June, maybe, or May, we were contacted by Javich Block Company for the pending lawsuit if we didn't respond. But we responded. And let's actually unpack this fully, because not only did we respond, Javich offered a time frame that we had to respond by in order to dispute the debt. It don't matter. So, of course, we responded within the time frame, and the tracking shows that it was delivered prior to the expiration date, and they still proceeded to open a fraudulent case against us. The proof is in the pudding. So what did I do? I challenged that debt through the court and through the legal service, Javich Block LLC, who was suing us, because what the fuck is going on? We made it prior to the deadline. You got a response, 1, and 2, you haven't proven that you're the holder and dues to course to even collect on the debt. And I know that you have to prove that, because, as y'all know, I've worked in credit for a little while, but I am very familiar with law now, even consumer law. So this was something that I am familiar with and knowledgeable on, so I could actually challenge it. So they still opened the case with a fraudulent contract. And then once we challenged the initiation of the case, they had still responded with the intention to continue to sue us. I literally don't know what the fuck is wrong with people at this point, but it doesn't matter. So moving on. It is September, and we have to check our mail regularly. We read our mail, considering what the fuck we have going on. Literally don't have a choice but to read our mail. And I can tell y'all right now, factually, he has never received a letter from whatever company has just opened this most recent suit, even identifying legal action pending in any way, shape, or form. So he was never lawfully notified. The policeman leaving the lawsuit at the door is not a lawful notice for a lawsuit or a summons in any way, shape, or form. Prior to this, when we were sued in July for that case, they sent those lawsuit papers to our home address via certified mail, because that is a lawful way to notify someone of a legal matter. But sticking something in somebody's door is not a way to notify anybody. And I don't know the codes right off the top of my head right now, but I can definitely share the codes with you guys that makes this unlawful and illegal. They don't know if he still lives here. No one knocked on the door to see if he was here, to serve him anything. And you can't do that. Everything about this is fraudulent, period. Never being notified. Can't do that. Can't even pursue a suit without notifying the parties. That is something that somebody can challenge right off of the bat, which is why I send all of my things out with some type of tracking number so I can track it. Even if it don't get to them, it's proof of mailing, period. They didn't even do that. And there's a little code in the top of the lawsuit, and the code is saying that you can send the suit regular mail or something like that, without like not certified mail, to notify the party of the lawsuit. Even if they sent the regular mail, if you can't prove that it was received, once again, this is a challenge that anybody can use right up front. If you're being sued and you've never received notice of a lawsuit or any legal action being taken against you, you can challenge the suit. Well within your rights to challenge the suit. Well within your rights to challenge the suit for more reasons than just not being notified. Like a fraudulent contract, such as a copy of a contract. That's not a lawful contract. Contract has to be bearing with 2 wet ink signatures, as does there have to be full disclosure. I can tell y'all without a doubt in my mind that no contract you have ever signed within the consumer law and the consumer system that we have, all of them has been fraudulent, because there's a lot of information that they do not share with us. Void, abnito, or whatever it is called, I don't know. Regardless, it doesn't matter. So I am updating my documents exhibit and my MRE exhibits for my suit, because I have to keep an evidentiary record of everything that's happening, including responses, new cases being open, in every document that I create, challenging everything that they are doing. And no one is, to this day, issued a lawful rebuttal or any type of response that would, it doesn't matter. So within my document exhibit, I absolutely highlighted the rarity of being sued twice by 2 different debt collectors within a 2-month time period. I absolutely highlighted the fact that he was never notified of a lawsuit, even pending. And I have the information from Javich proving that we were notified of the lawsuit prior to the lawsuit ever even being initiated. Now, Javich just fucked up completely, because we did everything within the time frame provided by Javich itself, and they still fraudulently opened a case against us. People can't just do whatever the fuck they want to do, and I need y'all to understand this. Once a crime is committed, whoever the crime is committed towards, you have a right to remedy, period. We are the lawful claimants, and we would be the injured parties within the Javich suit. You can't negate it. The same with this fraudulent suit. It is not a coincidence to me that after I filed onto the record an affidavit stating that Eric is my financial support system, as well as his witness affidavit to everything that he's experienced within the time frame of this case being the juvenile court case being active. He is my main witness. So after the witness affidavits and him being my financial support being filed onto the record, an additional lawsuit was, this bitch came out of nowhere. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. It literally just appeared. It was fraudulently initiated, because this is so dead. Let's just fucking stop right there. This is not the original creditor that's even suing him. What are we talking about? What are we doing? This is fraudulent and it's illegal, and I can prove that. Very good at proving fraud. And yet they continue to do the things that they are doing. This is the fucking problem. This is the retaliation that we are consistently living with. this is not even the first time outside of this that they have used information provided by myself and weaponized it against me. Visitation center, safe and sound, counseling. You know how many times I mentioned custodial authority before the Bedford case? Before Bedford opened an additional fucking child custody case against me, with the one in Cuyahoga County still open. Literally 2 cases open for the same exact motherfucking reason. They're just fraudulent. They fraudulently opened that case with custodial interference, which I have been reporting to them this entire fucking time. Like, I have a list of things that I have given them to support my claim as a goddamn mother that they have weaponized against me, and they keep doing this shit, including the financial support that I received from Eric. This is not an isolated motherfucking event. This is what the fuck they do. And then they will try to make it seem like you're crazy. Baby, how am I crazy if I can prove it? This is what the notes say on the exhibits. It says, note, this is not a first instance of retaliatory legal action resurfacing immediately after plaintiff's filings. The attempt to open a fraudulent case against Eric Gelante Dowry Jr. following his identification as financial support and submission of sworn affidavits fits squarely within the documented cycle of harassment. Defendants have been repeatedly placed on notice of such misconduct, yet continue to escalate with coercive tactics and deliberate retaliation. According to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's 2017 Consumer Credit Trends Report and the 2022 Debt Collection Practice Review, while debt lawsuits are documented in a frequent occurrence, the likelihood of 2 separate debt collection lawsuits by different entities being filed within a 2-month span is statistically low. The appearance of such pattern is a red flag for procedural error, misconduct, retaliatory intent, rather than ordinary legal process. This escalation is not random. It exemplifies systemic abuse under the color of law, weaponizing debt litigation as a tool of harassment and intimidation against plaintiff and her support system. Are y'all hearing me? Like, I promise y'all, I feel like I am like, I understand that I make sense to me, and I've past figured out that I am not making sense to y'all because y'all are not familiar with what I know. But it's like, I am providing everything that I need to provide to even back my fucking claims. I have never submitted a frivolous claim. I told y'all this because this is the type of stuff that my claims even details. I'm going to provide the laws. I'm going to cite whatever it is I need to cite to back up what the fuck I'm saying. I'm not just making shit up. I'm doing the research. I'm doing my due diligence. And yet, here the fuck we are. Like, So yes, there's now a new lawsuit open against Eric from how they notified him of the suit, to arriving here, intimidation, never being lawfully served any notice on a pending federal lawsuit or anything like that, fraud. The timeline of events alone supports the goddamn claim of retaliation. This happened so fucking within weeks of me filing my emergency federal complaint, where I explicitly had to express my financial hardship, as well as giving them the exact name of the person who financially supports me. And all of a fucking sudden, there's another lawsuit opened. After I've already challenged the first one and provided the proof of why the case is fraudulent to the court, to Javich, and to the creditor, Allie, or whatever. And yet they're still persistent with attempting to pursue charges, even though I've already proved that legally or lawfully they cannot. I don't even know what the fuck is going on right now, because this doesn't make any sense to me, if I'm being completely honest with y'all. How are you ignorant as a legal legal corporation, entity, whatever it is, whatever Javage Block company is? I do believe that it's a law firm. How are you ignorant as a law firm as to the things that I can rightfully challenge, or anybody can rightfully challenge, including someone being a holder in due course, meaning you have to have the original contract with a wet ink signature before you can ever pursue collection from any fucking body. They don't have that. They initiated the original case with a copy of the contract. Baby, no case should be open. And I've said that. I've went there already. And now with the new one, again, within the lawsuit, they state that they are not the original creditor and they bought the debt. Bitch, you bought the debt. That has nothing to do with anything over here. You can't sue him. And it's blowing me, because you would think somebody would be learning something. You would think that they would have picked up that I am not ignorant, dumb, or any of those things, to the point that I cannot handle whatever is thrown my way. I fucking handle it every fucking time. It's being handled. And it's like, clearly this is the only tactics that they have. Period. All this system knows is retaliation. Is draw it out until they're exhausted and can't fight anymore. This is all I'm experiencing. Even after being able to prove the crimes, delays, more retaliation, further escalation, and I'm going to document it. I'm going to add it to my suit. This is how evidence trail works. This is how you prove without reasonable doubt that a crime has been committed. I have done that. I do this. And they're still sending shit. They are still coming. They are still attacking. They are still harassing. They are still intimidating. They are still pulling up here. And everybody is still fucking watching me. Even with me explicitly explaining all of the crimes that they have committed. Further retaliations that I am experiencing. Further escalations. All of it. And it's so crazy to me, because I remember asking in the video, in one of my videos, what would I have to get to, like, what would it take for me to get support? And I'm like, would they have to take my child? They fucking kidnapped my child, and I still don't have the fucking support. And I'm still fighting my ass off. And I'm still fighting for my rights, and for my daughter, and for my children, period. And for a remedy. Because all of this is illegal, unlawful, wrong as fuck. And I can prove it. I already have proven it. Bye.